Fellow gardeners, let me tell you about the day everything changed in my greenhouse. I was staring at my struggling tomato seedlings, wondering why they looked so pitiful despite my best efforts with expensive fertilizers and premium potting mix. That's when I discovered a microscopic ally that would transform not just those seedlings but my entire understanding of what plants truly need to thrive. The microbe I'm talking about is mycorrhizal fungi, nature's internet for plants. When I first inoculated my soil with these remarkable organisms 6 months ago, I honestly didn't expect much. I'd tried countless amendments and supplements before, but within weeks I was witnessing something extraordinary. My plants didn't just grow bigger, they tripled in size and vitality. Before we dive into the how-to, let's understand what we're working with. Mycorrhizal fungi form symbiotic relationships with plant roots, creating an underground network that extends far beyond what the roots alone could reach. Think of it as giving your plants a supercharged root system that can access nutrients and water from areas they could never touch on their own. These fungi attach to your plant's roots and spread out through the soil like tiny threads, called hyphae. In return for sugars that the plant produces through photosynthesis, the fungi deliver essential nutrients, particularly phosphorus, nitrogen, and trace minerals, directly to the plant's root system. It's nature's perfect trade agreement, and it's been happening for over 400 million years. What blew my mind was learning that in healthy, undisturbed soil, up to 95% of plants naturally form these partnerships. But here's the kicker. Most of our garden soils, especially in urban environments, have been so disrupted by tilling, chemical treatments, and general human activity that these beneficial fungi populations have been decimated. Let me paint you a picture of what happened in my garden. I had 2 identical raised beds planted with the same variety of cherry tomatoes. One bed received my usual care routine, while the other got an additional treatment of mycorrhizal inoculant mixed into the soil at planting time. Within 3 weeks, the difference was undeniable. The mycorrhizal treated plants had noticeably greener foliage, stronger stems, and were already showing signs of more robust root development when I carefully examined one plant. By week 6, the treated plants were literally 3 times the size of their untreated counterparts. But size wasn't the only difference. The mycorrhizal plants showed remarkable resilience during a particularly hot, dry spell that summer. While the control plants wilted and stressed despite regular watering, the fungi-enhanced plants remained vibrant and continued growing. Their improved water uptake capacity was clearly at work. The harvest results were equally impressive. The mycorrhizal tomatoes produced not only more fruit but larger, more flavorful tomatoes with better shelf life. This wasn't just about quantity. The quality improvements were remarkable. The magic happens at the microscopic level, but the results are anything but small. These fungi increase the effective surface area of your plant's root system by up to 1,000 times. Imagine if you could suddenly reach 1,000 times further for food and water. That's essentially what we're giving our plants. The fungi excel particularly at accessing phosphorus, which is often locked up in soil in forms that plant roots can't directly absorb. They also improve the plant's ability to take up nitrogen, potassium, calcium, magnesium, and crucial micronutrients like zinc and copper. This enhanced nutrition leads to stronger cell walls, better disease resistance, and more vigorous growth. Perhaps most importantly for us gardeners, mycorrhizal fungi dramatically improve soil structure. Their hyphal networks help bind soil particles together, creating better drainage in heavy soils while simultaneously improving water retention in sandy soils. They're literally engineering better growing conditions for your plants. Not all mycorrhizal products are created equal, and this is where many gardeners get frustrated with inconsistent results. You want to look for products that contain live spores, not just mycorrhizal biomass or other vague terms. The species matter too. Endomycorrhizae work with most vegetables, flowers, and grasses, while ectomycorrhizae partner with trees and woody plants. I've had the best success with granular inoculants that I can mix directly into the soil at planting time. The key here is really getting the spores in direct contact with the developing root system. For transplants, what I do is create a small depression around each plant and then sprinkle the inoculant directly onto the roots before backfilling with soil. Timing is, honestly, crucial. These fungi need living roots to colonize, so applying the inoculant to dormant soil weeks before planting just won't give you the results you're looking for. You want to apply it at seeding or transplanting time when roots are actively growing and seeking partnerships. So, here's what I've learned about creating the perfect environment for these beneficial fungi to thrive. First, minimize soil disturbance once you've established your mycorrhizal network. Heavy tilling breaks up the hefty networks that took months to develop. Instead, it's best to practice no-till or minimal-till gardening methods. Chemical fertilizers, especially those that are high in phosphorus, can actually inhibit mycorrhizal colonization. The thing is, when nutrients are readily available, the plants tend to get a bit lazy and don't invest energy in maintaining their partnership with the fungi. That's why I've switched to more organic feeding approaches that, work together with the fungi instead of working against them. Soil pH is important too. Most mycorrhizal fungi actually prefer soils that are slightly acidic to neutral. If your soil is extremely alkaline or acidic, you'll want to address that before inoculation to get the best results. Honestly, a simple soil test can really guide you here. Also, having diversity in your plantings supports a much healthier mycorrhizal community. Different plants will partner with different species of fungi, and a diverse garden creates a stronger underground network that benefits all your plants. What started out as just a little experiment with some struggling tomatoes has, turned into a complete transformation of how I approach gardening. The mycorrhizal networks in my beds have built more resilient soil ecosystems that, over time, need fewer and fewer external inputs. I'm using significantly less water because the improved soil structure and enhanced root systems are, just way more efficient at capturing and utilizing moisture. My fertilizer costs have dropped because the plants are accessing nutrients that were previously unavailable to them. Even my pest problems have decreased. Healthier plants with stronger immune systems naturally resist many common garden problems. The long-term benefits keep revealing themselves. Soil that's been mycorrhizal for over a year shows improved organic matter content, better aggregate stability, and increased microbial diversity. It's kind of like compound interest for your garden soil. If you're ready to harness the power of these remarkable microbes in your own garden, start small and observe the differences. Choose one bed or even a few containers for your initial trial. Select a high-quality mycorrhizal inoculant appropriate for the types of plants you're growing, and apply it according to the manufacturer's instructions at planting time. Keep detailed notes and take photos to document the changes you observe. The transformation won't happen overnight, but within a few weeks you should start seeing the improved vigor and growth that convinced me to make mycorrhizal inoculation a standard practice in all my gardens. Remember, we're not just growing plants, we're cultivating living soil ecosystems that support abundant, resilient gardens. These microscopic partners have been waiting millions of years to help your plants reach their full potential. Ready to transform your garden with the power of beneficial microbes? Subscribe to Soil Sensei for more game-changing growing techniques, and share this article with fellow gardeners who are ready to discover what their plants are truly capable of achieving. Your garden and your plants will thank you for making this underground introduction.